Hi, it's been a few days. You guys, I am having like the greatest hair day that I have ever had on the planet. I don't really know what's going on. Should probably give the dogs, oh my gosh, I do have two. That's a gigantic baby stick. Too small. Right. Okay, babies, here you go. Yep, there you go. Run off. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready. I'm just gonna do this because I really need to speak today, I believe. Oh my goodness, abuse. All right, in my life I have endured in my opinion, all kinds of abuse. Now, I could get into talking about what that kind of abuse was or details on it, but honestly, I mean, it's December 4th today. It's a new moon, and honestly, I really kind of feel like I need to really let all of that go, and stop telling that story in my present existence, and just talk about really how it has affected me and how it's kind of like affecting me still now. There's a saying that when things that should happen don't happen, and when things that happen that shouldn't happen, when things happen that shouldn't happen, and when things that shouldn't happen, is that clear? There's really, you know, in the nature versus nurture growing up, before I was able to have the ability to decipher what was my fault and was not my fault, what was okay and what was not okay. Here's the thing, like, I kind of always known what was not okay, but like when certain things made me feel bad or whatever, like I have no idea how I somehow in my mind have been really seriously backwards and jacked up, and like somehow felt like somehow I deserved it, or it was somehow my fault, when honestly I could have easily done without that situation happening to me. And like sometimes when you're in those moments, you're like absolutely so frozen because it's abuse that you cannot do anything, and like you almost like leave your body because it's like almost like so such a violation that you can't even physically be in your body. Now, I will say that when things happen to you when you're a young child, before you really know what's going on, or if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and you are not like in your right mind, like in your sober, all faculties about you mind, and like you are in an altered state, I think it's safe to say that reality, sober reality, is not even a reality. Or when you are not even of age to even, furthermore, when literally you feel like nobody believes you, or nobody's gonna help you, or nobody's gonna get in trouble for doing that, And even when you do talk about it or tell someone or call the cops or ask for help, when they still like don't do anything about it, I could talk to every therapist under the freaking sun. I could probably go get EMDR therapy or whatever and whatever and whatever. But honestly, I'm just gonna be completely honest here, and this has taken me a long time to be able to say is there comes a point in my adult life where I have to be like, yo, I cannot carry this fucking shit around with me anymore. I have to buck up and take responsibility like for my now, you know. That I don't even really, honestly, and it's very, very hard because it's like all sorts of aloe pieces. It's very hard because when I have confronted certain people about this, or when I've tried to talk about certain things, if the abuser is not receptive to take responsibility for their own actions and is in denial and really just invalidates your existence kind of like all together, and really probably has like removed themselves and absolved themselves and maybe put themselves in like a place where they didn't even know what was going on. Like, I know for a fact that one of my ex-boyfriends that was extremely physically abusive, pretty much raped me on a daily basis, told me when he was blackout drunk that he was going to kill me and that I didn't deserve to live. Like, I was like honestly like so like afraid for my life at the time, and kind of was like in a place where like I kind of didn't even care if I lived or died, other than I kind of am the type of person that doesn't want to be killed by someone else. I would rather do the killing of myself or let whatever kill me. But to be killed by someone else like on purpose was crazy. And I really don't think that he was ever in his, I mean, I don't know, am I nuts for being able to look at it this way? Like, I do not think that he knew what he was doing. Granted, I don't talk to this person anymore, and really honestly don't even know what I would do if I would ever see this person again. I've had other different people that have raped me or sexually abused me, or even the verbal and emotional and mental abuse. Like, some of that is almost even worse, because here's the other thing too. What kind of hurt person can't even do that to anyone else? I mean, honestly, it really must take a really, really hurt person and a confused person to hurt someone else like that, and to not have a conscience, and just to be able to do that to someone else is really fucking, it is really like disturbing and scary, like, to me, to think about that. And then, like, honestly, what it is, it's like in one instance, this person has been wanted to be forgiven so badly, but I really like I want to forgive them for me. I don't want to forgive them for them. That way they can just be let off the hook until they actually realize what kind of effect that they've literally had, like, on my entire life. And like the amount of fear and self-hatred and self-abuse between the eating disorders, the drinking, the drug use, the sexual things that I have done So like the mental talk, like the negative self-talk, I mean, really too, at some point, like nobody can abuse you anymore once you've put up these boundaries and really stopped like allowing that to happen to you, and decided that you're worthy and that you are strong enough in yourself to be like, yo, no. Like, I remember seeing two people's faces when I had kind of brought this up to them, like, and just like watching their faces and like kind of in what I felt was like, oh, them being like in their mind like, oh fuck, I've gotten caught. I guess I can't do this anymore. And no, you can't fucking do this anymore to me. And like for me too, it's like stopping abusing myself. I mean, really honest to God. I mean, honest to God, I can abuse myself more than anyone. And it's just what it is. It really takes some deep soul searching and forgiveness of yourself. And I mean, I still fight with myself, but I still have arguments with myself, and I still sometimes am just like, oh my God, what in the world is going on here? Are you all serious? Like, I just sometimes in the world, I just look around and I just see like the cultural abuse and the abuse of power, and how fear just, it is like a pandemic or an epidemic, or it's like all over the place, you know. And each one of us, I really feel like it is only up to each one of us to wake up in our own time and be like, yo, I'm gonna stop doing this to myself, and I'm gonna stop doing this to other people. And I am strong enough in myself that this is a full-on freaking rebirth of how I view myself and how I am going to treat other people and allow other people to treat me, and be strong enough in yourself to have like the wherewithal in that moment to be able to non-violently and non-verbally violent way of like protecting yourself and standing up for yourself in like a non-threatening way. Now, you can't control what the other person is ever going to do, but you can control yourself, and you can control your reaction and your response to like any situation. And I don't ever feel like force is ever force upon like verbal force upon like sexual any of this. You can't fight fire with fire. You can't. It's not an eye for an eye, you know. It's the fear being overcome by love. And I mean, I don't know if I've ever quite said that before, but that is what it is. And I believe that love will overcome. I really do.